Inflation is usually described as prices going up, but that's not really an explanation. It's just the visible result. Because prices don't rise randomly. They rise for specific reasons. And once you understand those reasons, inflation stops being noise and starts becoming a signal. At its core, inflation is a sustained increase in prices across an entire economy. Not one product, not one category, but a broad shift where money gradually loses purchasing power. That shift doesn't happen on its own. It comes from an imbalance inside the system. And that imbalance typically comes from one of three places. The first is demand. Demand pull inflation happens when total spending in the economy grows faster than the ability to produce goods and services. More income, easier credit, or increased liquidity leads to higher demand. People and businesses begin to spend more. But production doesn't instantly expand. Supply is limited in the short term. So when too many buyers compete for the same output, prices begin to rise. Not because things became harder to produce, but because demand exceeded capacity. This is inflation driven from the demand side, an economy under pressure from too much spending. The second type comes from a different direction. Cost push inflation happens when the cost of producing goods and services increases. If energy becomes more expensive, raw materials become scarce, or wages rise across industries, businesses face higher production costs. To maintain profitability, those costs are passed on through higher prices. As prices rise, purchasing power falls. That often leads to pressure for higher wages, which increases costs again. This creates a cycle where rising costs continue to push prices upward. Here, inflation is not driven by strong demand, but by constraints and pressure within the supply side of the economy. The third type is more fundamental. Monetary inflation comes from changes in the quantity of money itself. When the supply of money increases faster than the production of real goods and services, each unit of money becomes less scarce. And when something becomes less scarce, it loses value. So prices rise not because goods have changed, and not necessarily because demand has surged, but because money itself is worth less. More money is now circulating against the same level of real output. This is inflation at its deepest level, a mismatch between money and the real economy. All three types lead to the same outcome: rising prices. But the underlying cause is entirely different in each case. One is driven by excess demand. One is driven by rising costs. And one is driven by the changing value of money. In reality, these forces rarely exist in isolation. An increase in money supply can fuel demand. A supply shock can reduce output and raise costs. And one form of inflation can easily reinforce another. What begins as a single imbalance can spread across the entire system. And that is why inflation is difficult to control. Reducing demand slows economic activity. Controlling costs is often limited by external factors. And managing money supply involves trade-offs between stability and growth. Inflation is not just an economic condition. It is a signal. A signal that somewhere in the system, something is out of balance. And understanding that imbalance is what moves you beyond reacting to inflation, to actually understanding it. If you want to keep exploring how the financial system really works, subscribe to Beyond Salary.